What's up? This is Steven from Kiwibox.com with Daniel Ingala from Plushgun. Where did this name come from?
It actually came from my brother. Before I even had a name, I had the song, Just and Polite, and I sent it to him, and he kind of was like, "You should call it Plushgun," because it kind of is. There's a sort of like beat to it, but it's very soft at the same time. It's kind of juxtaposed.
Your sound has a lot of electronic elements to it. What sort of instruments or equipment do you tend to use?
A lot of it is very simple, basic synth sounds like 80s analog synths that I use, and just edit the sounds to make them sound a little bit different from the constant stuff that we're used to hearing.
You got this 4-track EP that came out, it's self-titled. How long did it take to record that one?
It's basically been a bunch of those songs I've been sitting on for about a year. 2 of them are pretty new. I'd say that the whole recording process, if we combine all the time, about a month or so.
So I read that you recorded the song Just and Polite, starting with an acoustic guitar, and then you just kind of added everything to it. Are we ever going to hear an acoustic version of Just and Polite?
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that I could just whip it out.
So you recorded this one on your own, and then you added a band to the mix.
Yeah.
So now you're going back into the studio, I guess, doing it on your own to record your next full length.
Yeah.
And are they going to be playing the instruments on it, or are you doing this all yourself?
The band so far has been mostly for the live stuff, putting it on a stage. It's kind of a mixture of the two, I'd say.
I've been reading a lot of comparisons that have been made to the Postal Service.
I think that the Postal Service had a very interesting take on synthesizers in modern and independent rock music. But we both, instead of me being influenced by them, I think we just have similar influences from the 80s new wave scene.
So you and I were talking before. You went to NYU.
I did.
And while you were there, I read that you were studying classical composition.
Yes.
Did any of the songs that you composed, or any of the things that you composed, make it into, or turn into the music that you currently record?
I definitely have I was trained in classical composition, so I definitely have an orchestral way of thinking about things, whether it be a flute or a analog ARP synth. So I mean, I think I sort of take that classical orchestral sound in a way.
So after NYU, I assume you moved to Brooklyn?
And it's kind of cool. I mean, it has funky restaurants and cool shops and stuff that occupies my time.
Do you feel that there's any sort of artistic community in Brooklyn? I know that a lot of musicians tend to move there.
Yeah, there is a community, and it is kind of cool to be involved in it. And especially it's kind of cool to be around people that are always trying to find the cutting edge.
Do you have any idea when this album is going to be completed in the can?
Our release date is January 26th. I'm hoping that in the next week and a half I will have everything finished. Kind of freaking out about it, but it's gonna be pretty good. I only have a couple more tracks to work on. Hey, this is Daniel from Plushgun, and you're watching me on Kiwibox.